Cheers. Alright, good evening everyone. Just to make sure you can hear me, you can react with emojis before we officially start. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, our guest speaker is already here in the person of Miss Daniela. Please put some emojis up for her. Our BGS, our senior colleague. If you know her, you know her. Thank you very much. So, without waiting for more people to join in, why I'm really taking my time, but for what is what, those that know how important this is will be here, right? So we are going to forge ahead. So there will be no breaks. If you have any questions, maybe when she's speaking or anything like that, you can just drop it in the comments, so you don't forget them or you don't disturb. And after she's done, we could pick through that. And the co-host is here. Gossent is here. He will take it from here. But for now, Daniela, I think the floor is yours. Help us out.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, you can just drop a reaction. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, good evening. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak this evening in your midst. Like Chinwaya has said, my name is Daniela, Braid Daniela. I'm a final year electronics engineering student of University of Port Harcourt. I'm a graphic designer, a web developer, amongst other things. So, diving straight into the business of the day, which we are talking about, logbook insights. So, as we all know, the logbook is an important part of your assessment for your IT, for your industrial training. Think your logbook, you have your report, then your presentation, the defense. So your logbook is just like a record of what you did during your industrial training period, during your IT period. So the first thing I would like to point out is for your IT, as I was told, ITF recognizes at least 20 weeks minimum, that's 5 months. So if you were planning to do less, I advise you remove that thought from your mind, because in your logbook you have to have up to, I think, 20 weeks and above, because that's what they recognize. So say 5 months, 6 months. And your IT period is a very is a time where you learn a lot, and I'll advise that you make the most out of your IT period. So straight into filling of the logbook, the right way to fill the logbook. So the first thing or first advice for filling the logbook I would give, the first or second, is do not fill directly in your logbook when you want to start filling. That was okay. I was opportune to do my IT at CITE, where I learned robotics and embedded systems, and great persons had the opportunity to teach me, guide me, and that was how I was able to, navigate around everything. I didn't really have so much stress. So what I was told to do was not to fill directly in my logbook. So during my IT period, we were asked to buy a separate note, maybe like a 20 leaves or your jotter or something, where you write down or fill like every week when you learn, you're supposed to fill, like if you have your logbook, you see it's just there's a place where you fill, then a space where you draw for your industrial supervisors are going to stamp and grade you, comment and all that. So we had a book where we write the weekly, what we did weekly, to avoid mistakes, because believe me, you do not want to make your logbook look rough, because I also heard that those, if you make mistakes and try to, if your logbook looks messy and all that, there are chances that your marks will also reduce. So that's why the part of filling or writing what you did in a separate note before transferring it to your logbook is very, very much essential, yes, so that your work would be neat. So you should only copy what you've written down into your logbook when you are sure of what you want to, like when you're sure that it's correct, it's complete, then you can transfer whatever you've done to your logbook. Then another thing in filling the logbook, I would advise that you should feel free to use AI when filling your logbook. Personally, where I did my IT, they were able to guide me on how to fill every day of every week. Like they tell us, okay, on Monday you can write this, on Tuesday you can write this is what we did in the week. So on Monday you can say you did this, Tuesday you did this, Wednesday you did this. But then some persons, the places they do their item, they might not have the opportunity to sit them down personally. Maybe their industrial or industry-based supervisors might not have the opportunity to sit them down and tell them, okay, this is how to do it, this is how to do it, and that's why this is important. So you could actually say, some people know how to give AI very good prompts. So you can actually prompt your AI and tell it, this is what I did this week, and I need to fill my logbook for this week. How can you just help me, draft out something for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on what I should fill and all that. So feel free to ask AI. Feel free to also ask your fellow interns that are doing their IT in the industry where you're doing yours for on how they are carrying out their own. Don't be an island. Don't be an island. Ask questions, even from your industry-based supervisors. Learn to ask questions. Don't think you can do it on your own. You cannot even do the IT alone on your own. So ask questions, learn. It's from those things that you have learned that you also use to fill your logbook. So don't be shy. Feel free to ask questions from your fellow interns, from your supervisors. When that AI has come to help us, when there is need for AI to help you, do well to use AI. Another thing for drawings, I'm sure in your logbook there are parts where you see that you're supposed to make drawings. Some people might be asking, what will I draw? Is it really compulsory to draw? I don't know if it's compulsory to draw, but you might not have circuit diagrams to draw. You might not have that's the only thing I can relate to circuit diagrams to draw. But the tools you also use, maybe you, for example, myself now, when they started introducing us to some sensors, introducing us to the microcontroller and some actuators and all these things. At that point, or at that part where we wrote, we learned how to use this, we used this sensor, we did this, we did that. What the drawings I actually had were drawings of these, should I say, components that we use. So there are instruments or equipment you possibly use in your workplace. Still feel free to draw them. If you use hammer, draw hammer. When you if it's in your, will I say, if it's written in your report that you use hammer to hit nail, draw the hammer. You can draw the nail. So those are little drawings that could actually, occupy some spaces in your logbook. Then another thing in filling the logbook where you need to see is there's a place. Okay, let me see if I can actually share my screen and share my logbook. I think I have pictures of my logbook, so maybe use 1 or 2 weeks and give some examples. Sorry, a minute, please.
Okay, as she's doing that, welcome to those that just joined us. And along the line, if you have questions, drop them in the comments so we don't distract our guests. We'll take them after now.
Sorry, can you see my screen? Hello, please, can you see my screen?
No, yes, I can't see it.
Sorry, let me try again. Sorry, can you see it now?
Yes.
Thank you. So, let me use this, I guess, as an example. So, where you see, by the way, some people make this mistake. Some people think this is the first page of the week you're supposed to fill, where this weekly progress chart is. But no, this is the first page for the week. This and the weekly progress chart behind it, which is this. So on this page now, this date is where you write the.
I'm seeing just the call. I'm seeing just the call. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeing just the call. Okay. I can see your logbook now.
Okay. I guess maybe it's network or something. Okay, on this page, I believe you can see the. Sorry?
If you could zoom in a bit, yeah.
Okay. For this page, here is where you write the date, the start date of the week. Normally working days are like Mondays to Fridays. So the start date of that week, that's the Monday date of the week where you are filling. So this is where you actually write that date. Then on the next page where you see week ending, which is here, is where you write the ending date of the week, which should be Friday of that week. I hope you understand. Then, like I talked about drawings. Sorry, I mean electronics. So electrical electronics. So this is like a circuit diagram of something we built, a project we did. So this is like a circuit diagram. And this part now, which is the weekly progress chart, is where you have to write out what you actually did. So we taught about the smart attendance system, its applications and advantages. We learned about those are the components we used. We assembled them, we soldered them. So we practically focused on a project every week. So this circuit diagram is the circuit diagram for the project I was talking about. Sorry, let me go to earlier parts and show you. I'm looking for where I drew just components. Okay, here I drew just components. Like you can see, the LED, resistor, potentiometer, push button, and all that. So it's not everywhere that I had circuit diagrams. There were some places where you could just have the components that you actually used. Sorry, then back to filling the logbook. After drawing, I didn't sign where there was student signature because they told me it wasn't necessary. So for the attendance, industry, punctuality, initiative, cooperation, the comments, it's your industry-based supervisor that would fill those parts, that will grade you on that. And then another important thing in your logbook is for every week, ensure that it's stamped and signed. It's stamped and signed. Some persons might need to, depending on the industry you're doing your IT in, some persons might need to be submitting theirs every week. But then some persons might be at the end of the IT, they might ask you for yours. But either ways, ensure that every week of your logbook is stamped and signed on, and the gradings are given, the comment is written every week, not just the beginning and the ending. Every week should be stamped, signed, and graded, commented on. I think during my time, I heard of somebody that asked that question too. I just said, let me still emphasize on that. It's every week that it's supposed to be signed on. What else is... Okay, I think another important thing is let me look for mine. Okay, for the drawing, another thing is you mustn't have like drawing of your components or instruments or a circuit diagram. I think if you have a chart where maybe a flow chart or a block diagram of something that you can put there, I think you can feel free to still draw it there. It's still part of diagrams, still part of images that you can put. Just like the first week of my IT, we started with writing of codes, and that's what I had to do here. I had to write the code as diagrams. So it mustn't be a circuit diagram or a diagram of the components or instruments that you used that week. Then I think the last important thing is this page, the student particulars page. Please ensure you fill it and attach your passport. Sorry that my passport is not here. It wasn't here when I snapped the logbook. But you should fill it and attach your passport, because when you go to ITF, they are going to stamp on it. And I think the back of your logbook, they are going to stamp on those two places. So it's also important that you fill this place. So I think that's all I have to say. So now I would leave the room or the floor open for any questions. If you have any questions, please ask. Please, do we have any questions?
Go sense.
Yeah, I'm here. Do I have any questions? Okay. I have a question. Let's say at the ending of the IT and the rest, you are filling your logbook and you make a slight mistake. Would that affect you? Like, let's say you cancel a bit, would that affect you?
Okay, if you make a little mistake, I would advise you use a correction fluid to correct that. For me, I made mistake in my dates when I was actually filling in my logbook. I didn't make mistake when writing in the weekly report, but I made mistakes in my dates at some point, and I actually had to use a correction fluid to correct it. So if the mistake is little, you can use a correction fluid to make it look neat, because I think everything is just to avoid your logbook looking messy. That's why we are trying to do it somewhere else before bringing to the logbook. So a slight mistake won't hurt. You can use correction fluid to correct it.
Okay. I'm talking about the image, the diagram aspect. There are some departments, I don't know if it's for everybody. There are some departments I saw where they were attaching like the picture of what they worked on, of any equipment they used that week. They were attaching the picture to that open space. Is that also possible, or is it just limited to their departments also?
Okay, personally, I've not seen or heard anybody do that. I think some people instead leave theirs blank and do not draw anything, but I've not seen or heard that you can actually attach images to the logbook. Maybe I can still ask, but I haven't heard that you can do that.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
In my side, there are certain things that we do every day, like checking diesel level, oil level, the generators, the forklifts, like mainly the vehicles and the machine we use. So how do I feel that in my logbook? Do I just come every day? This is what I do for it. Maybe I might do something different before the end of the day, but like these ones are the first things that come. So how do I do that when it's routine?
Okay, for the routine things, I feel like I would advise that the beginning part of your logbook, or like the first 1-2 weeks, you could actually look for a way to split it or write it in those 2 weeks, because I believe as time goes on, even if you continue doing those routine things, you would still learn new things. And like I said earlier, make use of AI could help you on how to split those things, or like give you an idea of how to spread it across the weeks. But I don't believe that's what you'll be doing to the end of your IT. You obviously learn new things. You obviously do new things. So as the weeks go by, you actually have new things to write.
Okay, I
Okay,
also have a question.
come this boy.
Hey, you say something about your IT. Now, for those people that have not gotten IT space, let's just say, assuming now, then they end up doing their IT for less than 20 weeks, let's say for 4 months. Is it going to affect them like in a bad way?
I don't know if it will affect, but all I know is that what ITF expects, or what they recognize, is from 5 months, because they are giving you grace that some people will not get IT space early. So 5 months should be like the minimum. Maybe they are giving 1 month grace to find your IT space. But if you do less than the 5 months, I don't know if it's going to affect you. Because personally, when I was doing I think there's the part of where CWS will grade you. There's the part of the department, I guess. So when I was doing mine, like, lecturers didn't look at the logbook, but I don't know if CWS actually look at the logbooks to see that you did the IT for the specified number of months. So I can't really tell for now, because I did not have an encounter of anybody that did for less than 5 months.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think someone asked if we'll be going to ITF offices for stamping. I don't know that you've answered that.
Okay, for going to ITF office, yes, you're going to go to ITF office as you've started your IT. When you start your IT, you're supposed to collect your acceptance letter. That one is going to be taken to, you take to CWS office. Then there is a paper that I think it's landscape paper that they gave you when you went to collect your logbook. You're supposed to fill it and take it to ITF office. That's at the beginning of your IT. That's as you started now. Then your Form 8, which is the other one that has plenty things that you're going to fill, and that requires your industry-based supervisor to write something, requires your school-based supervisor to write something. That one now is going to be taken to ITF after your IT. So there are two. One when you just start, then the second after IT. I don't know if it answers the question.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. He has replied with an emoji.
Okay.
Any other question, guys? You can either type it in the comments or
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. I heard. Is it true that after your IT, like at the end of your IT, because I heard that ITF they normally send external supervisor to like assess your work, your IT space, and all that. Is it true that you're actually going to defend your IT for that person before defending in your various schools and the rest?
Okay. Okay, I laugh because it is funny. So how it's done? CWES, they are going to is CWES now, not to concern ITF, concern those school supervisors. So CWES
Yes.
now, talking of Uniport now, CWES will release a list. Not really release because they'll tell people to come and check by themselves. So when it's ready, I think your course rep will get across to you because they will contact the course rep or something like that. So you go and check for who you are under, who your school-based supervisor is. You contact the person. Mine personally was friends with Prof from Cite. So when he came around to see Prof one of the days was when he just used the opportunity to see myself and some other persons that he was supervising. And he asked us questions like to ensure that you know what you're doing, you're not just there to while away time or something. But then most other persons, they had to go and meet the person. So your supervisor would most likely not come to where you're doing your IT. So when you resume, or if you're far, when you resume, you have to go and see the person because obviously you need the person's signature. I believe there are some that is money they want. They don't really want to ask you questions. So if your own wants money, they collect money and sign for you. But some that are really interested in what you did will actually ask you questions. What have you done? You actually, it's not like it's not like you must defend before them. So it depends on who is supervising you, how the person wants you to be. Then that's what matters. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening. I have a question.
Okay, good evening. I'm hearing.
Like I'm doing my own IT certificate, and I go only once in a week.
Okay.
Will that affect me? Like if I'm feeling it, and what we basically do there is just like lecture on environment and all these things. That is the only thing we do. So will it affect me? And all these things you guys are talking about, image, adding image, all those things. We don't do anything like that with you. We only lecture and
Sorry, I'm not. Can you come again? I think network is making it break.
okay, I said I'm doing my own IT at Secretariat,
Okay.
and I go only once in a week.
Okay.
Will that affect me in any way? Because
No, I don't think it should not. As far as you're able to fill your logbook for the 5 days of the week, and the person that is stamping your logbook is willing to cooperate. Myself, where I did my IT, I think we were coming like twice or thrice a week. But when we were filling it, we filled Monday to Friday. Nobody's gonna know that you didn't do for the 5 days. So if you know how to spread whatever you've done for the week across the 5 days, that's why I said AI is there to help you. Leverage on AI. It can help you very much. I know somebody that the person was when the person wanted to fill up, the person used AI to help break down things and spread across the different days of the week. So whatever you learn, you can tell AI, this is what I learned, and I need to fill my logbook for Monday to Friday. Can you give me idea on how to go about it? And let your industry-based supervisor also be willing to stamp for the 5 days, sha. But I don't, me, my own way I did my thing was smooth, no stress. But I don't know for other places if they should stress their people. But I hope they don't stress you. I hope they allow you be. I hope I was able to answer your question, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions? Okay, I saw someone said, how do we know the supervisors assigned to us? Like I said, when CWES releases the list, and that's why they will ask you to submit acceptance letter. If you don't submit your acceptance letter, then you would not have anybody assigned to you. So as they've started submitting acceptance letters, please do submit your acceptance letter. Do submit your acceptance letter, because that's what they will use to now assign you to supervisors. Then when they've assigned you guys to supervisors, I'm sure they will contact your course rep, and your course rep will tell you that you can go to CWES and check who your supervisor is, get the person's number, contact the person, and all that.
And welcome to those just
I have a
joining us.
question.
My question will be the last question. You guys can ask.
I have a question. See, you're all talking about learning. Yeah. But what if, like, I teach now, I'm doing a lot of menial tasks, planning for equipment, helping them hold something, make something, or whatever. Do I like write it as menial tasks on my logbook, or do I come up with one fancy name for whatever I'm doing?
Oh well. Sorry, but what you said, I don't really really get what you're doing, because honestly I can only relate to mostly engineering here now. So if you're not really doing the learning or doing what your department actually does, I don't know. But what advice will I give now? What advice would I give? Because the main thing you're supposed to write there is what you learned, not what you did. I think more of what you learned and not just what you did.
Okay.
So it's now. Yeah, there are different things I've been learning. What if what you're learning is not like related academically? What happens then?
Example, give me example.
Are you sure?
Yes, give me example.
Okay, what the example now? What if, like, as an electrical student, you're doing something related to mechanical or chemical, something like that?
Wow.
Exactly. Sometimes food and nutrition.
So see, the tricky and funny part of everything is whatever you're writing in your logbook is what is going to guide you in writing your report, and whatever in your report is what you are defending, because they are going to be holding your report and asking you questions. You're defending, they are looking at your report. So I feel like whatever whatever is in your logbook should be related to what is in your report and should be related to what you are going to defend. So you possibly not write what is not related to your department in your report. So I don't think it's wise to write it in your logbook. Write what does not concern your field of study in your logbook. Though for my department, I have some of my electronics colleagues that did electrical related stuffs, and I think that's what they defended. But then going outside, let me say, an electrical person doing something that a chemical person is supposed to do, I think that's too far. as electrical doing electronics something or electronics doing electrical something, I think that makes more sense. But going to do something that chemical would do, I feel like that's extreme. That's quite far, and I wouldn't advise that you feel something like that in your logbook. Don't cry. It's going to be okay. Any more questions?
Engineering, no. From electrical to environmental engineering, and I say that I can't. It's fun. I can't put that in my logbook as per side note, something like that.
Hey, Juls. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear me
I
now?
said a situation whereby I'm still doing, yeah, louder now. I'm
Okay.
still doing my electrical stuff, but I've
Okay.
stepped into, let's say, environmental and chemical, something like that a bit. Are you saying I can note down the extra stuff in my logbook?
Well, I can't really tell on that right now, but you can drop the question in my DM. I'm going to ask somebody, then maybe get back to you on
Or
that.
Wisdom Amadi, are you sure you don't have any question?
Okay, I think he dropped a question. What if there's a safety day or a celebration day that we didn't really go out to the field? Are we going to leave that place blank? Or, like I said, I'm not sure you were here from the beginning, but I mentioned that for someone like me, the days we're going to learn were 3 days in a week. But what we did in those 3 days, we actually spread it across the 5 days. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The day that maybe people didn't go to the field or people didn't do anything, I'm sure there's a day of the week where what you learned for that day is more than what you can even write. I don't know if you understand. Maybe you learned like 2 things, and maybe because of the space on the logbook, you could not write everything you learned. You can easily pick something else you learned that day that is not there already and just write it down in that place rather than leaving it blank.
Okay, that's really helpful. Any more questions? We still have some minutes to go.
So in other words, what you're saying is, in all we do, we should try not to leave that space blank. Even if we have, like what Amadi said, even if there's safety day, we should try to like spread what we did the other days
Yeah, that's what
to
I'll advise.
the blank
Yes, do.
space. That's what you're saying, right?
Sorry, I don't know if it's my network or his, but it's breaking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it might be his network. So guys, any more questions?
Okay, somebody just asked, as regards filling of the logbook, how often do you feel with respect to time interval, weekly or monthly? It's weekly. Like if you check your logbook, where what you have there is weekly report chart, something like that, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. Weekly progress chart. So you fill your logbook weekly, not monthly, please. Weekly. Thank you. So please, any more questions?
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
If kind of
Yeah, I can.
if in your IT all you do is just theory, like you go, they'll just teach you like lecture.
Okay.
Uh, does it affect you actually when you want to defend your IT, or you just like nothing like practical, no field work or nothing like that? Just only theory they'll come teach you on this and after that you go. Will it
Oh,
affect you during your defense?
oh well, it won't affect you because you are actually learning and you are going to defend what you learned. But then, why will you be doing your IT where you cannot do practicals? What is the use of IT? Is defeated. But then it won't affect you, by the way.
Hi, Juls.
Okay. Where they give me now, those people accepted me, the rest they say they'll get back to me. I'm not getting back to me now. So
Okay,
the
that's
people that
fine.
accepted me that I'm going for.
But then practicals are very, very much important. That's the main reason for the IT.
Gossip, you want to say something? Any other questions before I ask my question? Because my question is very, very important, especially to me.
No, it, it, don't worry, it's
Sorry, Gossen, we can't hear you. Your network.
for
Yeah, your network. Just type your question. Type your question. Joseph, let's try it.
you.
Okay, good evening.
For
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm Joseph. I have a question. It might sound not really bad. Um, you say the duration of the IT is 6 months, right?
Yes, minimum of 5 months.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now let's say for an instance, like we are doing in the school laboratory, you get,
Yes.
and now let's say prior to the time that the IT is going to elapse, let's say a month or 2 months in, like getting to the defense,
Mhm.
a tragedy now struck, like the lab caught fire. I'm just
Hi,
assuming,
Juls.
let's just you get.
Justice for our school lab, please.
No, let me. I just, what is going to happen? Are we going to come out with an A? Because, not as if I'm saying the lab is not worth our time or the while, but, some people are having plans, and, we just need to put it out there. So what's going to happen? Are they going to, give us an A, or are they
Wait,
going
is it
to?
planned that the lab will catch fire?
No, it's not in my plan. It's the Lord's plan. Like, something can happen at any time. The office is everything just burn to ashes in Jesus' name. But, I'm just saying, let us, we are asking questions. Let us know if in every scenario, in every case whatsoever. You understand? Yeah.
Okay, so I've not heard of such instance before, but I don't know if they will give you A or if they will listen to you because you know how our system is. So they might
No, no.
probably, I don't know.
Like now, is the school property.
I don't know now.
The lab attendant.
This now is beyond departments, faculty. This is CWES. So if
Yeah.
CWS agrees to listen, but if they don't, then you're on your own.
Okay. Okay. What if now that CBS office that is around also join in engulfing,
I don't
of the
know. I
claim?
don't know. I have no idea.
Because I'm just saying because
Justice, no, no. Your next question is going to be, what if Unifor join also in the catching of the fire?
no,
Abi?
if Uniport burns, it will not be bad, but it's a very vast. I'm not saying I'm having plans, but it's a large land, space. The fire will not reach
For
all the buildings.
investment,
Yeah,
but
just
just catch faculty, Abi.
or maybe let's say a Ukraine they pass or Russia bomb drop. That one save day. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm just putting it out there just in case some people are having plans. Let them act quickly. It's all good. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Is any more
I
questions
think
at
that's
you?
enough for our host. Like this kind of question, eh? Ah, ah. This boy wasn't here earlier. Wisdom, why did you come late now? He's asking a question. The drawing aspects, can he print and attach?
Okay, like I answered earlier or explained
Because
earlier.
mine is even
Sorry. Okay, like I explained earlier or said earlier, I've not heard of them attaching images to the logbook, but it's still something I can try to ask one or two persons, but I have not heard of it that they print and attach images to the logbook. I don't know if that answers your question, Wisdom. You're welcome.
I think that's enough for our guests. We can have her again another time. We have tapped enough, more than enough. So if you still have questions, maybe another time. Maybe another time. So my question is this, yeah.
Okay.
Since because we are no longer in section,
Okay.
since you know, since we still have our course rep working for us, and for me it is very due. I mean that from that IT money we are getting now, let's support our course reps. It's very very important because right now my acceptance letter is still with me, but I went to school and she said no, come back another Thursday, come with some of your classmates on, come with those that are far their own, I should come with their own. So it's only right that from that your, some of them are earning 250,000 from that your money, you just how
Okay, if you're to help somebody that is far to actually